EnVivo, long live boxing inside the ring with Manny Marrero.
Hopper.
And our boy, Sean El Gringo Hicksa. He's
the
out
heart
of town.
and soul of our squad.
Indeed, we miss you, buddy.
Miss you, Sean. He's in Asia.
We do miss you. I will appreciate you, all you're doing out there, and all the insight you're gonna have out there for us. It's gonna be amazing for Long Live Boxing and the community. We miss you so much, man. I mean,
big time, Sean.
I was hearing, social media. Of course, we've been having a lot of boxing fights lately, and
a lot of boxing,
right? And we'll recap a lot. In Sexman, hope you guys enjoy our show today, but. Man, it was a very specific phrase that I just heard that I think it kind of relates to Sean at times when he comes to podcasts.
A ver.
First, for this fight, I think I was overweight, man. I think I was overweight. I think I didn't move the way that I wanted to. I think me thinking that I was going to be bigger and heavier, it was going to benefit me, and tell you the truth, it really didn't.
Wow.
How many Snicker bars?
How many tacos did he eat?
Man,
this was right off the bat. We definitely have to talk about the Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz rematch. AJ won unanimously. It was never in doubt. Scores
clear. I mean, whoever's doubting that, I mean, just come on, honestly.
Scores were 119, 109, and 118, 110 twice. AJ came in lighter, about 11 pounds lighter. Ruiz came in heavier. Just a little heavier.
Just a little bit. You heard it. You haven't seen it. You can go on social medias and but Hob, what a disappointment.
Big time disappointed. What was your instant reaction watching that fight live?
I was in shock. I couldn't talk. I was just waiting for one punch. And, everyone around me was just, one punch. That's all he's about. It's not a boxer. Yeah, absolutely. Joshua had a different mindset. Joshua came ready, and opposite to what Joshua did in the first fight, Andy Ruiz was ready in the first fight, and all he did on the second opportunity, he just really
blew it.
Party.
Yeah, this was my reaction. I felt conned. I felt duped, tricked, let down. Just insert any adjective synonymous with disappointed.
Completely.
I was. It didn't take me very long to realize that Andy was going to need the knockout.
Yeah.
He had some success towards the end of the fourth round. It took him 3.5 rounds to find AJ.
Yeah.
That's how, by the end of the fourth, I said, okay, if things go back to the way the fight's been going, Andy's in trouble. Sure enough, in the fifth round, AJ came out, doing what he was doing the whole fight, just boxing him.
What was the difference maker in this fight?
Just his jab, his athleticism, his conditioning. The difference in this fight was someone trained and someone didn't. That's what separates this championship fight, which is a complete letdown because Andy campaigned very hard.
Absolutely.
With La Raza.
He fooled everyone. All the videos we've seen, the speed he had, it looked like he lost weight too in a lot of times, right? And all of a sudden, is that something that they were just trending afterwards? Because
that was very early on in his training camp, and he gained the weight back up, which was like you said, it was extremely disappointed. And like I was saying, Andy campaigned very hard in Mexico, touring a lot of popular Mexican soccer teams, stadiums. He was going out there and he wanted the support of La Raza, and he had it.
Oh, he had it.
Notice I said had. When you want the support, you also have to back it up. Not by necessarily winning. You understand how the game is. It's boxing. Somebody wins, somebody loses. But the most important part of it is that you tried, that you gave it your best shot, that you showed up in peak condition, that you showed up ready. If he would have showed up in peak condition and fought to the best of his abilities and lost, nobody would have been disappointed. There's no shame in that. There's no shame in losing when you gave it your all like that. When you put yourself in the best position to win. That's what's coming in my head when I was watching the fight.
Yeah, it's and myself too. I mean, my disappointment comes out. I mean, it's okay. You can definitely have fame, and your life's going to change completely. You're heavyweight champion. Okay, you just shocked the world, and I'm serious. You're a walking monster.
Yeah.
On Anthony Joshua, and it never crossed my mind that he was just not going to really lay back and enjoy the fame, and he did. I mean, even that great 30th birthday party as well.
Yeah,
I mean,
he partied
hard, and
he
so
admitted it.
Not taking that training serious and making sure that you want to solidify. And if you guys hear our last podcast, that's one of the things that I talked about is I want to make sure that he understands he needs to solidify himself as dedicated, focused to make sure that this rematch really gets him to the level he needs to be. And honestly, he had an opportunity.
He squandered it.
He had an opportunity, and now, I mean, I'm thinking, is he going to come back? I don't know. Maybe they're thinking about the third one. Who knows? Deserve it? I don't know. But I think that right now, Andy could lead to the path of one-shot opportunity and goodbye history.
This was his shot. That's the frustrating thing about it is showing up not ready for the biggest fight of your life, the rematch. The first fight already passed.
Oh yeah,
it's already over
gone.
with. This is your rematch, and now the last
show me what you've done lately.
Yeah, that's exactly what the sport of boxing is. Now, the last Mexican boxer to do something like this was Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. In his fight versus Sergio Maravilla Martinez.
Yep.
Chavez Jr. self-admittedly only trained himself, and after the fight, he confessed only training one day. There were images of the footage of Freddie Roach waiting for him at the gym.
Yeah,
it was sad. But and the thing with Chavez Jr. is even in that poor shape that he was in, he still managed to give us some excitement in the 12th round where he almost knocked him out. That's the only thing that saved him. But afterwards, after confessing that he didn't take it seriously, that he didn't train, the people turned on him. Oh. And this is exactly what's happening with Andy. See, Mexican boxing fans are very passionate. They support their guy
100%.
100%. You know how it is.
And we still will. I mean,
yes, we definitely will. We definitely will. But when you don't even take the time to actually take it seriously, well, why should we take you seriously then? Yeah. And that's what happened with Junior, and that's what's happening with Andy now. Is his lack of conditioning, his lack of dedication to the sport is definitely going to haunt him. It's definitely going to hurt him.
Right now in my eyes, I just don't think he's worthy of a rematch. I mean, I know that by the way, Anthony Joshua proved not only myself. Yeah, you can laugh.
I'm laughing.
Bring it.
I was thinking, what is Manny thinking about AJ now? I wonder if he respects him now.
Yeah, but a lot of respect.
For sure.
A lot of respect, and that's what us fans we look for in elite boxers. And I mentioned these that he was an elite, and to be honest, I had to rethink again my thoughts. He's at that elite level. He really is.
He boxed himself. He boxed the fight of his life. And I'll come back to that in a little bit. But the key word there is boxed. Boxed.
People are saying, but he just always just one jab and didn't do anything. No, he had a game plan. He had a game plan, and that's all you need in boxing.
It's a sweet science.
Indeed.
It frustrates me when I see that people are mentioning, he ran the whole fight. Where exactly did he run to? It's a ring. It's a finite space. If he's running, go get his ass. He's in the ring. The thing that Andy lacked was the conditioning to go chase him. He's running. Where's he running to?
Right.
It's a ring.
It's a ring.
Go get his ass. But he couldn't. Every time he got close, AJ punched his face with the jab. Punched his face with the jab.
Something he didn't do in the first fight.
Something. He was well prepared in the first fight. He was hungry the first fight. Now, he wasn't. And the sport of boxing is a science. You hit and don't get hit. It's idiotic to think that people are just going to walk into the middle of the ring and just slug it out.
Kill themselves.
I
mean, that's great. We want to see action.
I mean, it's a blood sport, gladiator sport, but it's a science. And AJ boxed masterfully that
Indeed.
night. Circles around Andy.
He was so classy at the end of the fight. The way he spoke, the way he addressed people, not cocky, very, you saw very confident. AJ, what were your thoughts about that?
Yeah, and he was very confident. You can tell the body language between the difference between the two. Andy, I heard whispers about sparring partners being sent home, showing up
Yeah.
ready to spar with Andy to help him fight. No, only to hear that the champ is not going to come in today because he doesn't feel like training. Or you heard that Manny Robles, his trainer, Andy Ruiz's trainer, wanted to start the training camp in July. Andy showed up in September. And
all partied out.
It all partied out. Self-confessed, eating tacos, tortas, nachos, nombre.
Sean!
Pero se la pasaba in the streets.
I know.
Anybody that would say anything about it was a hater in his eyes.
Well, he's a very nice guy. He gets along with everyone.
Yeah.
And I know that there's no excuses at all, and I'm not saying that he had an excuse. He was just very upfront. And sometimes you have to look at that and say, hey, at least he was honest. He's not trying to put something away. But hey, I didn't. I think though I came overweight.
There was, there's a lot of people that he disappointed with that because we understand you're gonna win, you're gonna lose. It's boxing, but as long as you gave out your best effort, he was humiliated. And I was trying to think what other sporting event close to Mexican's heart where they felt, this embarrassed. And the only one that comes to mind was, you have to go to the soccer team, of course, when Mexico played in the Copa America in 2016.
Okay.
And they got smoked by Chile, 7-0. Embarrassed, humiliated.
Completely.
I remember just sitting there watching and thinking, damn, like this?
Yeah.
Not even one, boys? And this was after the Mexico soccer team was coming in, 22-game win streak. No losses under the new coach. Very powerful team. Smacked in the face.
Yeah.
And it was humiliating. It was so humiliating that Chicharito had a tweet, apologies to Mexicans. We failed them. We are very embarrassed, sad and hurting. That's how embarrassing that loss was. This is what the Andy Ruiz showing up getting humiliated like this in the biggest fight. One of the biggest fight. Well, I'm trying to think. Has there been another bigger fight than boxing? Maybe Spence Porter. No, this is
Clash on the
This
Dunes.
was heavyweight. This was a rematch of the.
This is a rematch.
Yeah.
This is Eddie Hearn, trying to let everyone know that Anthony Joshua's for real.
Yeah.
He had pushed that to happen. I know Andy Ruiz was to his benefits, but you come out there and show that you're not prepared. And you let a lot of people down. I felt the same way, and I'm sure a lot of you also felt the same way.
Yeah.
Now, the topic that's been going on for the last few days, does he deserve the rematch? Third?
No, he doesn't deserve the rematch. What he needs to do first is he has damage control to do. He has a lot of people that, like I said, he disappointed.
Does it have to do with his surroundings or his entourage, personal friends, or is it he's influenced by someone?
I think he's just influenced by the money, by the fame, by the glitz and the glamour. But this is gut check time. Just like Mexico checked themselves after that 7-0 loss.
Yeah.
They went on to recuperate. Some of the guys watching that weren't there that day, Carlos Vela, the Dos Santos brothers. It was time. They reacted and they went on to dominate CONCACAF. And this is Andy Ruiz's moment. Is this embarrassing enough to hit you to the core where you don't want to let this happen again?
Right.
You disappointed your fan base. You disappointed a lot of people. What are you going to do about it? No, he has damage. He doesn't deserve the AJ fight. I don't know.
In order to redeem himself, where does he need to start right now?
Oh, he has to first, we have to see that he can show up to a fight in shape.
Who should he fight next?
Oh, well,
because the heavyweights, it's coming up and about, and I mean he's a champ. He will attract audience on the next fight. No questions asked. So should he go into some of these top number one contenders? Maybe WBC, maybe Anusi, maybe. I mean, who knows?
He is with the PBC, so I think maybe some of the pickings might be slim. But I mean, the guy that Wilder knocked out, Dominic Brazil. See what he can do. That's a PBC guy. No way do you want to feed him to Wilder, or do you?
No, I would not. I mean, unless I don't think it's going to happen. No, I think Wilder's going to have its handful. Yeah, it could be a possibility. I mean, who knows? But I don't think so. I don't see that happening.
Yeah, I mean, and there were Andy did confess though. There was a lot of stuff that he said post fight.
Yeah,
that I kind of wanna
More confessions?
More confessions about him. Just stuff that I found kind of amusing, but sad if you're a boxing fan. Spider, you want to play cut 1? Look at Spider.
1 was the weight deal. You want to do that again? Or?
The 45 to 101? Yeah. Spider.
Indeed, Spider.
The engineer.
For this fight, I think I was overweight, man. I think I was overweight. I think I didn't move the way that I wanted to. I think
no kidding.
Thinking that I was gonna be bigger and heavier, it was gonna benefit me. And tell you the truth, it really didn't.
Who thinks that by being bigger, heavier, fatter, in a sporting event where you have to use your legs and conditioning benefits you, man? No, you don't think that, bro. Don't lie to us. No, right?
I don't. And the more I keep watching, the more I keep getting frustrated. And I don't want to get to that point because, as a fan, I can see frustration. You mentioned other sports, even going to even other sports. I remember back in the days before even the Saints became a Super Bowl champion. Years before that, I mean, their fans used to put a paper bag in their faces and just hide behind that paper bag of frustration of their team. So it happens in every sport. But I don't want to get to that point. What I really want to see, I want to see Andy Ruiz come back. I want to see Andy Ruiz dedicate himself to the sport, have the passion, the same passion he had on that opportunity. All right, you never know that's going to come up back again, but you got to earn it right now. And for us, I mean, what else we have to say?
Yeah. And Spider, cut 2.
And if I would have let my hands go just like I did on June 1st, I think I would have won. I would have won this fight, like I said, I should have trained harder.
You're tired.
Listen to my coaches.
Too much cholesterol.
Maybe I shouldn't have put on all this weight that I did.
Wow,
no kidding.
I got him hurt a few times, and I let him survive. So I think that was one of the mistakes that I did. But
no, he didn't let anybody survive.
Do you think he really hurt Anthony Joshua at any given point of the fight?
The kind of game plan needed to beat this version of AJ. Because this version of AJ was peaking in his at the best of his ability, he was peaking. And he's an athlete that boxes. Andy needed to be throwing punches in bunches.
Yeah.
But that kind of strategy requires hard work in training camp. Sparring the kind of the good guys, not sending them home.
Right.
Showing
not 10 minutes of
not sparring them.
Just trying to pretend that you're fast and doing some videos, social media.
Not a few videos for social media. I can do that on Snapchat.
Right.
Go to the boxing gym, for 10 seconds, go all out, and then be tired or whatever. But no, Spider, you want to play clip 3?
Exactly. That I won 1, he won 1, and we're gonna go to the 3rd one.
No, I don't.
That's
no, Andy, you're my boy. And no, I do not want to see you go in there in the 3rd. You don't deserve it. You don't deserve that payday with AJ. No. He needs to, like I said, start from the ground up and work himself back up, prove himself to the fans that he left down. But I mean, enough of Andy though, because we have to give credit where credit is due. Where AJ, Anthony Joshua boxed the fight of his life. And again, I go back to that people saying he ran. No, he did not run. He was boxing beautifully, jabbing. And those punches that he landed, some of those right hands, one thing didn't fail Andy, and it was his chin. Because those punches that AJ was landing, some of those right hands, they take a lot of heavyweights out.
Oh, yeah.
But Andy's chin did not fail him.
No.
Must be all that lonja was protecting it. All that extra flab. But he was, his chin did not fail him. God. The only thing I will say about AJ, and it's strategic, but the holding is not aesthetically pleasing to some fans. The holding that when he was in close, he would hold.
Well, he's taller.
And I don't see how that's any different though. Like in the NBA, when they have the hack-a-shack, then they wouldn't even let a team cross half court. As soon as the ball was inbound, it fouled in shack.
Completely.
And that wasn't aesthetically pleasing either. And every team now has some sort of variation of it, and they even have the numbers. They go next level with gen stats. Oh, get that guy, get this guy. So that's part of it. It's a strategy. And in baseball, they'll walk one of the home run hitters to get to the sorrier batter. I don't want to see that either. I don't want to see you go up against him, but it's part of the strategy, and that's what I equate holding in boxing too. It's strategic. You don't have an inside game, which AJ doesn't. He doesn't fight on the inside. Well, Andy's better than him at that. Let me hold him. Let me negate his strength.
Right.
It was smart on his part.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. He played the game.
You play the game to win.
And
It's
he
hit,
came to
not
win.
get
And it's
hit.
clear difference. We saw the shape. He was in the conditions. I could say Andy maybe gave him a couple right hands. You could see AJ smiling, whether it was smiling because he got hit or whether it was smiling because you hit me, but I don't feel anything. That's what I think.
Tickled.
And it was just a few of them, and I thought it, like you said, I thought at one point, you're just one punch is going to take it. One punch is going to take it. And it just, nothing. It was
never
like,
came. It never came. But what's
my God.
What's next for both fighters though? What's next for Anthony Joshua? What's next for AJ? I know Anthony Joshua called out Alexander Usyk after the fight.
There's quite a few things, but I think that also there's a couple of mandatory one there, and I think that Eddie Hearn, speculations are that he'll probably be working on something with the Cobra pull-up.
Carl Frog. The Cobra.
Frog. Yeah, the Cobra.
Oh wow.
Pull it. So that's something that can definitely happen. He's a mandatory challenger, and I don't see the three coming up. I don't even see either Fury or Deontay Wilder.
No, that's the frustrating thing about it. Though. But hypothetically, if there wasn't any politics, that's the fight to see either one of those guys with Wilder or Fury. But it seems like Wilder and Fury are kind of freezing him out, fighting each other. But even then, against Wilder, he would have to fight this perfect fight against Wilder to avoid that one punch. Because Wilder's going to hit you. And Wilder's going to come in. Wilder's going to come in shape. You can say whatever you want about his boxing
He's
ability.
Dedicated.
He always shows up in shape. He's dedicated to his craft. Regardless of what you think of his boxing skill, he will be there in shape. Yeah. So his heart is there. Now, with Tyson Fury, that would be an interesting fight because the way AJ fought this fight against Andy Ruiz at a distance, AJ is an athlete that boxes. Tyson Fury is a naturally gifted boxer. There's a difference. AJ was fighting at a distance. Tyson Fury is a superior fighter at a distance. So
that'll be interesting.
Will he want to fight that fight against Tyson Fury? I don't know.
Well, he had mentioned he's there, and he was very humble when he said that. It is, where I'm at. You kind of got my number.
Yeah, those are the fights boxing fans want to see. Him against Wilder, him against Fury.
Yeah.
Will they happen? Well, we know the politics of boxing.
We know, and we've talked about this. We don't want to go in that rabbit hole, but he said, she said, they said, or it's not me, or it's not them. I mean, I think it's a combination of all of it. Yeah. And there's preferences. People say that who is the best in the division right now. People want to say Deontay Wilder. All right, people say it's Tyson Fury.
It's a good argument.
But of course, Anthony Joshua's entourage and his followers and his fans, they say
AJ's the man.
AJ's the man. I got more belts. I've come from down.
Yep.
And I came back up. I proved people that I can take this serious. His fan base just keeps growing.
Too.
So I think that I see a lot of things. I think that Joshua definitely earned the respect of myself and everyone.
Everybody.
Absolutely. And it was beautiful boxing. Although I didn't really want to admit it because I was waiting. I was just,
You're waiting for him to get knocked out?
Come on, man.
Come on, man. Yeah, I know. I feel you.
And, it kept me on my toes, but not in a good way. Andy Ruiz, man, just bro, you got talent.
Yeah, that's kind of the frustrating thing about it because I still strongly believe that Andy Ruiz is a superior, skillful boxer. Yeah.
And faster.
Andy's been boxing since he was a kid. AJ started late. He started when he was 19. See, and Andy has that muscle memory as a boxer, whereas AJ is just a very gifted athlete. And just Andy, what's next for Andy, in my opinion? Damage control, as I touched on it earlier. He duped us all. He hooked, line, and sinker all the Mexicans, toda la raza, todos los paisas, all the people that gathered around and watch him fight. I myself got all my boys. I told them, I go, hey, you have to watch this fight. This is the heavyweight fight for 3 major belts. Andy Ruiz is paisa. He's going to go in there. He has a really realistically good chance to win because he's the more skillful fighter. No, hombre. It was a letdown.
Although I was kind of bummed out that we couldn't go overseas and couldn't be there.
Sure, but I do want to give a shout out to Big E for catching all those fish and
Big E.
them.
Shout out,
man! You're the man. So
you did.
Yeah, he understood the magnitude of the fight. He went out there and caught some fish for us. We fried them. I got all my friends together.
That was so good.
Hyped them all up, only to be let down.
And that's the bottom line. I mean, it's all having a good time with your friends and family and whomever, and just understand that there's a beyond the sport, there's just more of a get together, and it's another week in the boxing, and we shall continue. We shall continue.
Yeah, and that's pretty much all I have to say about that, man. The final thoughts.
Yeah,
I had already seen this episode before. Watching this fight kind of reminded me of when Fat Majin Buu was fighting skinny Majin Buu. It was Majin Ruiz now, or whatever you want to call him. Yeah. Majin Buu Ruiz. It was embarrassing. And
Indeed.
Pitiful performance.
It is, but that's it. We're gonna have up for today to this podcast. Andy Ruiz and Anthony Joshua. What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? I don't know. Hey, write to us. Let us know. Share, like, subscribe. But before we go, I wanted to send a shout out to all of our friends and all our people that are always following us. Yesenia
Which one's in particular? That's the one that's always.
Yes.
Always shout out to Yesenia Calderon. She will be receiving a shirt from Long Live Boxing.
Indeed.
Just for being a great fan and great follower. Thank you for the support.
Indeed.
Gracias, Yesenia.
Gracias, Yesenia. Alejandro Borra. Tony Treviño, Dani Marrero, Luis Marrero, todos los compas de la raza boricua.
¡Huepa!
Y aquellos que siguen en las redes sociales. Muchas gracias por su apoyo. Así que recuerden que nunca muera el boxeo.
Nunca.
Long Live Boxing en vivo. Woo! Out.
Fuera.